President Biden sitting down with Lester Holt in a primetime interview on NBC tonight, just days after the assassination attempt on former President Donald Trump. But take a look at these headlines from the mainstream media downplaying the severity of what took place. The Washington Post, quote, Trump leaves rally after loud noises erupt. That's not a joke. Neither is this. A CNN article that was taken down reading, quote, Secret Service rushes Trump off stage after he falls at rally. Another article that was taken down from Forbes reading, quote, will surviving gunfire be Donald Trump's next appeal to black voters?
Joe Concha is a Fox News contributor, and he joined us now. Joe, surprising, but also at the same time completely predictable. What's your reaction to those headlines?
I mean, after what we saw this weekend, Carly, Todd, what we saw that played out live in front of the world, as far as the former president and likely, in terms of you look at the odds, you look at the polls, future president of the United States nearly being, his head nearly shot off on live television. This should have resulted in the kind of objective, unbiased coverage the country deserved in this historic, nearly tragic moment that you saw unfold on your screen. Some outlets, however, they failed that test miserably. I mean, you look at the headlines, right? You talked about that CNN headline, but also the Associated Press, quote, Donald Trump has been escorted off the stage during a rally after loud noises ring out in the crowd. Yeah, loud noises like, gunshots, where you had Donald Trump stand up with blood on his face and on his ear 1 minute after this happened. And their initial reporting is that it was loud noises. That's what caused that. How about the New York Times? Trump hurt but safe after a shooting. No, you utter hacks. It wasn't a shooting. It was an assassination attempt. ABC News, Sunday morning, George Stephanopoulos, quote, President Trump and his supporters have contributed to this violent rhetoric as well. And then Martha Raddatz says, absolutely, George. And let's remember January 6th. I mean, this is 31 flavors of absolute stupidity. Meanwhile, Joe Biden, the president, said there should be a, quote, bullseye on Donald Trump. Unquote. He said that on July 8th, 1 week before this happened. He spoke last night, boilerplate comments about unity in a teleprompter. It had no authenticity behind it. And then he shuffled off without taking one question from the press. So that's where we are at this point as far as the temperature in this country and the president trying to calm it down after he only raised it up for the last 3.5 years, calling not just Donald Trump but his supporters extremists that needed to be stopped. At least one person got the message and tried to stop Donald Trump at that rally in Pennsylvania on Saturday.
But when it comes to those media comments, I've been reading a lot of the Babylon Bee, which is a satire site. And the fact that you can read the Babylon Bee's headlines and read the headlines that we just read in that anchor introduction, and you can't distinguish which one is which, that is absolutely horrific on the part of the media. And it just underscores how unserious I think they are at times and how much hatred they have of President Trump at times. Joe, the fact that those headlines came out is absolutely shocking. But there's something else that you said. It is this blaming by George Stephanopoulos, Martha Raddatz, on Republicans that somehow they are responsible for the horrific images that we're seeing on our screen. Jen Psaki going a step further, calling on Republicans to change their rhetoric and tone at the RNC, or they will actually face retaliation after the shooting. Listen to this.
The convention is starting, and unless the programming changes, the rhetoric and how the programming is set up is not actually calming the tone or restoring civility. For anyone out there who has a platform, who thinks the moment right now is to be political and attack the other party, you are feeding into the danger. You are making it more likely there's retaliation.
Your thoughts on what she said, Joe?
This is the same Jen Psaki, Todd, who is part of the biggest cover-up in American political history as far as saying that Joe Biden literally is great. His memory is fine. He's Stephen Hawking behind the scenes, right? This is the same Jen Psaki who literally claimed that Republicans are for defunding the police, the same Jen Psaki who kept telling us that the border was safe and secure, the same Jen Psaki who over and over again said that Joe Biden was basically Christian McCaffrey as far as his physical and mental abilities are concerned. a guy that, was more energized than the energized Bunny himself, and who knew foreign policy better than Henry Kissinger. So I don't want to hear a thing from Jen Psaki when she played a whole role in covering up Joe Biden's cognitive abilities and negotiated, quite frankly, while she was press secretary, getting a huge deal from MSNBC, which was a big, big no-no. So sorry, Jen, don't really want to listen to you. Go back to band camp, quite frankly.
Well, the president also has that sit-down interview with Lester Hall, NBC News, later today. It'll air tonight. We'll see how he does, what he says on the assassination attempts, and also the calls for him to step down, how quickly that has fled the news cycle, but that's still going on.
Yeah.
Joe, got to leave it there. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.